Hello, my name's Stanley, and welcome to Anime Colosseum, bringing you gameplay from my local Union Arena tournament. This video is a special one because it is Bleach Volume 2 weekend, which means Bleach should be at full power, and it is the first IP for global Union Arena to have all of its key pieces. On the left, my opponent is playing the Bambies that utilize zombies from your sideline and replay them from sideline onto the field to disrupt your opponent. I'm on the right playing Ichigo in Squad 0. Instead of utilizing my sideline, I actually use my removal area for effects to go off. Based off of the number of characters with unique names in my removal, certain characters get powerful effects. If you like what you see, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. Also, click the bell notification so that you're informed when more videos are uploaded. Also, you can leave a comment down below for anything that I could do better on my videos, or even matchups that you would like to see on the channel. That being said, let's get into some gameplay. My opponent, go ahead and tap and play a 0-drop Bambi and pass turn. I draw, and then I believe I AP draw, and then play a 0-drop and pass turn. There's not much that can be done in these earlier stages. We're pretty much building our energy line to be able to play stuff in the front line. My opponent have quite a few options on his 2 AP turn. He can either play another 0-drop, or he could play his 1-drop searcher that reads, reveal the top 3 cards of the deck, add up to 1 Bambies affinity or Bambietta card among them to your hand. Place the remaining on the sideline. If you added a card to hand, place 1 card from your hand to the sideline. By doing this, he could start putting his zombie characters into the sideline and get them ready for when he plays his 2 AP cost Giselle. With zombie characters needing their effects to be played off of an effect, it is a no-brainer of what to trash from hand, thus making it easier for you to be able to decide what you want to get rid of from your hand. On my side, although I did AP draw, I'm not really punished because now that I have to remove a card from my hand for having too large of a hand size, I was able to add 1 Squad 0 character to my removal, which now buffs my Ichigo once I get it onto the field. My opponent promotes, and then he does another search, searching top 3 and adding a Giselle to hand, trashing 2 cards. One of the cards ended up being a zombie card. Then the rest of the effect of the first search is to drop another card from hand if he added a card to hand. I had to go ahead and look at this card because it seemed way too strong. You add a card to hand, trash the rest, and then trash another card from hand? That is completely busted for this strategy. He just put 2 zombies into trash, 1 off of the search, and then 1 from hand, which is crazy. The Uryu play is also crazy because it allows him to just trash a card from hand and swap with a character from the front and back. So he brings the Uryu back and brings an active character from the back up, now allowing him to get 2 swings off on his turn. Insane. Now we get to see one of the key pieces of my deck, which is the Royal Palace. For one, it comes in active. Then I switch it to resting to search the top card of the deck. If the card is a Squad 0 card, I add it to hand. If it's not, I can either keep it at the top or I could sideline it, which now fuels my Raid Ichigo, which removes cards from the sideline and adds them to the removal to reduce the BP of characters in my opponent's front line. Now I'll Raid Ichigo to then now remove cards from my sideline to my removal to KO opponents by BP reduction. But Because of that raid Ichigo, I can then now start putting more Squad Zero cards in my removal to start activating the effects of my other Ichigo. I set up another Royal Palace to start filtering through my hand and the deck to start finding more Squad Zero cards. Royal Palace didn't make sense in set 1, which is where the card actually released from. But now in set 2 makes perfect sense with the amount of Squad Zero characters we now have in the game. Plus, the card is always going to get you a card. And if it doesn't, it fuels your trash for your raid Ichigos. While the board doesn't really look too crazy, my opponent ends up clearing my front line, thus letting them get 2 more free swings. It is looking rough for me right now on the right side, but we have 2 Royal Palaces in play. We could filter out the deck a little bit to be able to find more of our key pieces. Right now, we could either raid a Senjumaru, or we could play some of the new Ichigos in the front line. We play a Senjumaru over the Kiriko, making more Squad Zero characters end up in our removal. Do some more filters, and now we raid Senjumaru. Senjumaru lets you remove any number of Squad Zero cards from your hand and put it into the removal. It KOs a 25,000 BP or less, but that number is added by 1,000 based off of how many cards you removed. Now we end up swinging at our opponent's life, and they get a special trigger, killing our Ichigo that we just played. Well, now we get to see Gisette in action. When played, based off of the number of zombie, Bambietas, or Bambies cards on the field, they get to draw 2 and trash 2. Then they have an activate main, sideline any character on the field, and by sidelining, you could bring back a zombie into play active. They decide to bring in a Toshiro. That card lets you rest any character on the field. So now he rests my Senjumaru, now setting up for a Bambieta raid, which Bambieta KOs a rested character. Just emptying my front line again, allowing him to go for game. Well, before going for game, he needs to trash a card and swap an active character from the back line up, and then now he has enough swings to swing for game. Swing, add to hand, swing, trash, draw a card, and swing game. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.